Hi, I'm Michael MUSTO, and you're watching The Barry Z Show.
To the Barry Z TV show, featuring celebrity gossip columnist Michael Musto. How are you, Michael?
Barry, where are you? It's like a poltergeist. Is this a phone call? I hope I'm not paying for the call.
Well, I'm traveling these days.
Oh, you're in the new age or the new Shirley MacLaine type of alternative universe?
Yes.
So am I.
You after your accident, I heard you had an accident.
Oh, Barry, I was riding my bike, which I always do, and another bike rider came out of nowhere, seemed to be gunning for me or something, and kind of just went at me out of the blue. I went flying off my bike. I broke my ankle, my leg. I came home. Carson Kressley from the Queer Eye, who's now a judge on Drag Race, was visiting friends in my building. He was outside my building and helped me in. My friends Mickey and Lynn came over. The next day, they brought me to the hospital. I ended up having surgery at Lenox Hill, which is very nice, like a posh 4-star hotel. I recommend it. And ever since then, Barry, I've been healing. I had surgery and have been healing. Friends have been visiting, parading through my apartment, bringing free food, a new coffee maker. It's amazing. I really recommend everybody break your leg and your ankle.
She was sideswiped by a car.
A bike, Barry, a bike. See, bike riders are sometimes even more dangerous than car drivers. Car drivers are usually going the right way. But
Insured?
I don't know what the fuck he was. I doubt he even had a green card. But
Are you getting money out of this?
yeah, if I write a book about it. But last night I was supposed to perform at Joe's Pub with a friend of mine, Kenyon Phillips, and I didn't want to cancel. So we had a whole rehearsal all day of how to raise me up on the riser in my wheelchair, and I looked like Dr. Strangelove. And I went out there and sang Born Free, which is pretty ironic. And I was good, Barry, and I'm doing your show. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm like Jefferson Starship. I've been doing all my work. Friends have been coming in here with gifts. I actually think this is freaking fabulous. I've also rested for the first time in my life. I've never rested, Barry. And I've never had food.
Can you sue?
I've never had food. Sue you? I'd love to. I've never had food in my refrigerator before, but now people wheel me to Trader Joe's. I have a full fridge, full freezer. I always had just like a few bagels and some eggs, and that was it. And now I have.
Can you walk? Can you walk?
No, can you?
What about Bill Maher, Kathy Griffin, Johnny Depp? Can you sue them? What they're saying about you and the President of the United States?
What are they saying, Barry? I don't watch TV except for the Golden Girls.
They're saying bad things about our president.
Oh my God, they're saying bad things about Melania? No, wait a minute. Well, we should send them flowers. Our president is a doofus, a doucheball, all those D words. He's a dick. He's a liar. Trump is now saying, I can pardon myself, right? And please don't look into my finances, but I didn't do anything wrong. But I can pardon myself, right? Pardon yourself for what? I thought you didn't do anything wrong. He is so twisted, Barry. Barry, why do you insist on supporting this freak? I'm going to drop you as a friend. I just wrote a column on how you have to drop all your friends that support Trump. And guess what? It got written up on Breitbart, which is the right-wing conservative site, twice. And my traffic went through the roof. So thank you, Breitbart. And then Tucker Carlson. You know that little troll Tucker Carlson with the twirling bow tie? They wanted me on his show, and I was like, I don't think so. I'm not wheeling on there to have you distort my facts and other facts and just set me up to destroy me. So,
What is it going to do to our relationship with Russia now?
well, Trump is in charge of that, and he's very cozy with Russia, don't you think? He doesn't seem to have any problem with Russia. He likes Putin, actually, more than Hillary. He doesn't seem to mind that Putin denies people human rights. He doesn't like women, gays, dissenters, ballet dancers.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It's appalling, Barry. You really need to read more.
He's not going to get impeached, I hope.
Well, he's got Georgia peach, Marlon Maples, but yeah, he should be impeached, and they better hurry it up. I'm not sitting around waiting for this to happen. Not that I'm looking forward to President Pence. He believes in gay conversion therapy, which doesn't work.
Have to run this past you. I saw Jada Pinkett on a show this week, and she was talking about her husband, Will Smith. Now, is it a husband or a lover?
Husband.
They were gay.
Husband. Well, I love their son, Jaden Smith. He dresses up in very fancy outfits. He's a gender pioneer, I think, as far as his, he's male, but he does these incredible fashion shoots. So, I don't know, whatever. Jada is on Gotham, and I know a couple of people on that show, so I'm rooting for it.
Jada Smith and Will Smith are not lovers.
They're married. And now I love how you're still hooked on Kathy Griffith. You're still hooked.
Female. Or are they female and female and male and male?
No, Will Smith is a male. Jada is a female, Barry. Come on, that's elementary.
Are they actually lovers?
They never suck my dick, but I don't know. I'm really not there in the bedroom. These, they have yet to invite me in. No one has.
Caitlyn Jenner, has she written you in or to a role that she's doing right now, or invited her to your bedroom? Or you invited her to your bedroom?
Barry, I'm gay. I don't sleep with women. I'm sorry. I'm not bi. I'm not genderqueer.
Doesn't he still have his equipment?
Barry, that is really distasteful. It's objectifying. It's vulgar. It's stupid. Caitlyn is a she. I can't stand her, but she's a she. Talking about her equipment is not relevant. Who cares about her equipment? That's not what defines.
Only through now.
She always was, but she has completed her transition physically.
She has.
But the way the media is always talking about the private parts of transgender people is really reductive. Do you ask Meryl Streep if she has a vagina? Or to tell us about your vagina? You would never, Barry. You wouldn't have the nerve.
No, I would never cut it off.
Oh, jeez.
Would you cut it off?
I wish you would, and it would be a very quick operation.
Would you cut it off?
Why, Barry, why would I cut it off? I'm male, and I'd like to stay male, and mine is very large.
Okay.
It really is.
Moving along from there, I heard that Viagra is on sale at Duane Reade, or is it CVS for $19.70 per prescription?
I will be right back. Let me get my rewards card. And while I'm there, I'm going to get suppositories, nice water, and some delicious cookies. That's the house brand, Delicious. Or Delish or something. I don't know. I just went there the other. Gail Parento, a publicist, sent me a $50 gift certificate for Duane Reade, just because I'm sick and recovering from surgery. And I didn't know they had Viagra. I didn't know they had Viagra. I wasted. She's still out there doing PR. She's doing great.
Oh, she's okay. She's not sick.
No, I'm the one recovering. Remember, Barry, when we started the interview, I had an accident.
Oh, so she decided to buy you Viagra.
Well, she gave me a gift certificate to use whatever I wanted it on, and I got a lot of paper towels because I've been very messy.
By the way, to change the subject,
Thank God.
or not to change the subject, my birthday was yesterday.
Oh, darling, how does it feel to be 39 again?
Thank you. Just gonna birthday for, drum roll please. Are you ready?
Oh, who? Cat.
Harold,
Okay, he smokes a lot of hemp.
who else? Harry Potter.
The real Harry Potter or the character?
No, the real Harry Potter.
Oh, Daniel Radcliffe.
Yes.
What is he now, 18? Is he 18?
It was whose birthday? It was Don Imus's birthday.
Well, he's horrible, so you're not in such great company. I do like Daniel Radcliffe.
And who else do you like?
Well, I like Jackie Hoffman. She's an actress who was Emmy nominated for Feud, which was the show about Betty Davis versus Joan Crawford. And
I don't like her.
Jackie's an old friend of mine. I was one of the first people to ever write about her. I was the first one to review her, and she gives me credit for that. And she played Mamacita, Joan Crawford's maid. She was hysterical. Why don't you like her?
I once gave her my business card and she ripped it up and threw
I love her even more now. And there's also I also well, not if you're gonna like Trump, Barry. I'm gonna have to drop you. If you were even on Facebook, I would.
And Ryan.
If you
The new duo.
who?
Kelly and Ryan. I mean,
Like the two people you hated the most in high school. If I saw them in the cafeteria, I would run. Even to gym class, I would run and do parallel bars, which I hated, just to get away from those two.
join the show yet? Here you.
They were like the fucking cheerleader captain and the varsity.
Didn't they?
I don't care, Barry. All I watch is Golden Girls.
That's it.
Do you think I'm gonna watch these stupid shows?
New version of.
I would love to, but they have Bruce Valanche, George Takei, so it's very well cast.
Oh, it is.
Oh yeah.
What's happened to you in the last week? Other than you being in this bicycle accident.
Well, I'm going to see Dunkirk tomorrow night because I never miss a Harry Styles film.
Oh, wow. Are you going in for free?
I think when I wheel in, they might let me have at least a discount or something. And when I go to Joe's, what do you call it, Trader Joe's, they let you wheel to the front of the line if you're in a wheelchair. So and the lines at Trader Joe's are ridiculous. So
Boy.
there I am with my watermelon and my tomato feta cheese soup, wheeling to the front like a motherfucker. And I'm gonna keep this wheelchair forever, so I can do that forever.
What's going on with RuPaul? He got moved networks, right?
Well, it's all the same. Viacom owns MTV, VH1, and Logo, so they moved him to VH1. I think they probably still show it on Logo too. So,
They move RuPaul to VH1.
well, because it's all the same company, and they probably said, well, VH1 has more viewers, and the show is such a hit. It's up for 8 Emmy Awards. RuPaul won the Emmy last year. It's up for Best Reality Show.
Oh, my God.
And my column this week for Out.com is all about my experiences with RuPaul through the years. I wrote about her when she first exploded in New York as an up-and-coming drag queen. And we went on trips together. We were on TV shows together. And it's been quite a ride. Of course, and I didn't.
By the way, you have all this free time now. Do you watch a lot of Barry B. show?
I would sooner stare at a test pattern on TV or just
That's worthwhile,
or just the wall is a lovely shade of like a year.
Millions of hits every week.
45 is not really what I would call millions, but
Millions.
oh my God, you're drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, by the way, do you also watch the guy from the Travel Channel who has that exotic, bizarre food show?
I do like those shows about crazy foods and diners and the most inedible things that dead rat and stuff. And you never know when you order takeout what you're really getting. Let's face it, Barry, especially from certain.
Go by their recommendation.
Well, it all tastes like chicken, and as long as I don't know what I'm eating, I'm okay with it. And that's my thing. That's my rule for sex, also.
Oh yeah, as long as you don't know where it's coming from, you're okay.
It's fine. Just stick it through a hole.
Wow. What about the two gay brothers? I mean, the two brothers who have that house renovation show.
I don't trust them. I've never seen it. I don't trust gay brothers. I think one of them should be straight. And I don't like gays doing house renovations. I don't like renovations. I don't like overpriced construction people up in your grill when you're just trying to move in and settle down.
They're on the House and Garden channel.
Well, then, you know what? Let's keep them there. And I'll be safe because I'm never going that far up the dial. I stay in the low parts of the dial.
What have you heard recently?
Well, Celine Dion has gotten into high fashion, which at first I thought was a terrible mistake. She doesn't really have let me not say the face, because that's objectifying, but she doesn't have the persona for high fashion, for haute couture. But then she wore this one crazy outfit that was kind of a white frilly thing, and I was like, you know what? She's almost selling me on it.
And what happened to the singer who lost her voice or was going in for surgery?
Bette Midler?
No. Is she going in?
No. Who are you talking about? Ariana Grande?
No. It was that one who won all those Grammys.
Adele?
Yeah, Adele.
Well, she has a cannoli lodged in her throat, and it's really been causing...
Serious.
It's cause. I'm serious. I'm serious, and it's causing problems. She can't hit the high notes. No, no,
Shoving what down her throat?
exactly. No, I love Adele, and I pray for her, and I don't even pray.
Wow.
But she's a Grammy winner.
What are you doing these days now that you have all this free time?
I'm watching movies. I'm going. Friends are wheeling me to different restaurants. I go to Trader Joe's 3 or 4 times a week. I go to the Jack's 99-cent store. I meet my friend Lynn Yeager for lunch, and we watch old movies. We watched All About Eve and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, which I've seen a million times.
What else?
I'm doing my work, Barry.
Harry Potter, and you watch, what's the other? Lord of the Rings?
I cannot stand any franchise film, any sequel. I will only see the first one of a franchise. I saw Wonder Woman, some of it. I can't stand going to these Spider-Man movies. It's not for me. It's for like 11-year-old boys who really haven't experienced that much, and they're easily excited. Like a Michael Jackson crowd.
But who are you going to see these days? I mean,
They're coming to me.
favorite star? Favorite actress?
Well, Bridget Everett is a singer/actress who I discovered years ago. She performed at so many of my parties along with Murray Hill. You know Murray Hill?
Yes.
And Bridget is hilarious. She's kind of this wonderful, raucous, rock and roll, sexy singer. And then Amy Schumer made her famous by putting her on her show. She put her in her movies. And now Bridget is in another movie, like an independent film. So I'm very happy for her. I love when the people I discovered early on make it big, like RuPaul, Kiki and Herb.
What about Jerry Springer?
I love Jerry Springer. He's one of my favorite people. He's like the ringmaster of TV. And he's a very decent, cool guy. He was a politician. He knows politics. He's very liberal. He has all the right ideas. And he gives LGBT people a lot of exposure. It's not always positive, but his show is about people behaving inappropriately. So what are you going to do? If you go on his show, you're going to look a little foolish. That's the whole point.
Now, all the people that go on the show are put up to it, right?
Nah.
All these fighting.
I don't know. I don't trust anything, but what I buy it. I sit there. I watch The Real Housewives and I cry. I
And that's it? What about for the new season? Star Trek is coming back.
Everything's coming back, Barry. Twin Peaks is coming back. Will and Grace is coming back. Roseanne is coming back. There are Broadway musicals about Cher, Donna Summer, The Go-Go's, The Temptations. There's a musical of Mean Girls. There's a musical of Romy and Michelle. There's a musical of Roman Holiday. Any movie ever made is being made into a musical. Any TV show that ever existed is coming back in a reboot. I won't watch the Roseanne reboot because Roseanne is so pro. I don't even know if she's pro-Trump, but she's kind of lost her mind and become very conservative. She used to champion the every man and every woman. So I don't get it.
Do that anymore?
No, she's lost her mind if you read her tweets.
John Goodman is playing her husband still, right?
I love him, and I love Laurie Metcalf and Sarah Gilbert.
And Sarah Gilbert.
Gilbert, the lesbian. She's on The Talk, but she was on Roseanne, remember?
Yes.
No.
On the new show, the new Roseanne.
I think they're all going to be on. Once you dangle that paycheck, honey, they're there, and I know the feeling. I will...
Will and Grace is coming back too. More Will and Grace.
They're 68 years old now, and they're still acting wacky and kooky, and, we'll see.
Wow.
I mean, Jack and what's her name?
What do you think that should come back that hasn't been offered a comeback?
The Mary Tyler Moore Show. I know she's dead, but whatever, just have the urn.
What about Rhoda?
I love Rhoda. I would love to see Rhoda again. And she's still with us. God bless her. She outlived Mary. Remember, Rhoda was dying, and then Mary died first.
Yeah, I remember her.
And so God bless Valerie Harper. She's doing well. I would love to see a Rhoda reboot.
What about the Golden Girls?
Well, they're doing the gay Golden Girls. Betty White is the only actual Golden Girl still alive. They could just do Rose Nyland, the Rose Nyland show.
Wow.
But I don't think so.
Movies. Do you want to see any movies?
I'm going to see Dunkirk because I never miss a Harry Styles film, especially a Harry Styles war film. And there's a movie called Detroit coming out by Catherine Bigelow. The summer is not the time for really the great movies. A couple sneak in there, but it's a time for the blockbusters, the franchise, the crap.
What about what's that
Um, um, um,
Yeah. What's that name again?
Hillary Clinton. What? Who? What? I need more clues.
She, not from Golden Girls. She's from. She is a Golden Girl because they're bringing her back. It was filmed by a film director who was gay. Not gay, lesbian. Almost the same thing.
Are you talking about Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman. That's it.
I don't know if she's a lesbian, but yeah, that was a big hit, and they made it about female empowerment. Blah blah blah. Everything has to be.
Is the movie Wonder Woman?
I saw some of it. I can't stand an entire film of that caliber, but I did like what I saw, and Chris. It was either Chris Pratt, Chris Pine, or Chris Evans. He was cute.
Wow.
And the woman who plays Wonder Woman looked like she learned English phonetically, like ABBA or something. But she got through it.
What would you like to see on Broadway or in the movies right now, currently?
I'd like to see something about Brad and Angelina and why they broke up, and like a whole musical starring them and starring Jennifer Aniston. A musical about Ben Affleck. It's just musicals about gossip.
Yeah.
Don't you? Why isn't there no OJ the musical?
Why isn't there Michael MUSTO the musical?
Well, that's the name of my column on out.com. Isn't that funny?
Is that what it's called, Michael MUSTO the musical?
Must of the musical. Please check it out on out.com. I also write for papermag.com. And I'm here, there, and everywhere like crabgrass.
Do you have any new books coming out?
I'm not even reading a new book, let alone writing one. But there's a new show, a play called Trinkets, which is by Paul Alexander. He was from Jackie 60, and he also was in the group called The Ones, which had a hit song called Flawless. And he has written a show about the 90s, about transgender sex workers in the meatpacking district before that whole area changed and became gentrified. Back then, it was like Jackie 60, it was a bagel shop, and it was the street hookers, many of whom were transgender. And he has written a show. It's opening at the Gene Frankel Theater. And so I look forward to hopefully seeing that.
Can I get tickets to see it?
Cheap being full price, yeah. And Barry, have you heard about Madonna? This woman named Darlene Lutz, who was Madonna's art representative, says that Madonna gave her a box of personal things, like letters Madonna wrote in the 90s. Madonna says they were stolen. Meanwhile, Darlene put them up for auction, and there were nasty letters Madonna wrote trashing everyone. She said Whitney Houston was mediocre. Sharon Stone was mediocre. There was a letter from Tupac to Madonna saying, I'm dumping you because you're white. And it was all pretty nasty for this Darlene woman to wait till the, what do you call it, the, I forget what you call it, when the time frame is up where you could sue. Plus, Darlene had gotten Madonna to sign something years ago saying that Madonna would never sue Darlene, apparently. But it's all very iffy now, and I think the auction house has pulled it from auction, so you cannot buy these letters anymore. But the damage is done because it went public what the content of some of these letters was.
How does an auction house get a hold of this material?
Statute of limitations is the phrase I was thinking of. They got a hold of it because this woman, Darlene Lutz, gave it to the auction house and claimed that they were given to her by Madonna. And she and Madonna had a very bitter fallout years ago. And this is some form of retribution. It also is a way maybe for Darlene to make money off Madonna. And she feels she's in the right. We'll see. I usually don't like Madonna. No, Darlene Love is a black singer who sang River Deep Mountain High. And she was the lead singer of Bobby Sox and the Blue Jeans. This is Darlene Lutz. Like
Wow. Do you know Darlene Love?
I know Darlene Love. She's wonderful. She's a Facebook friend of mine. She was in a documentary a few years ago about singers who almost made it or who did make it and were screwed over. And it won the Oscar.
Is she performing still, singing?
She is. She goes around doing Christmas songs, and she's still fantastic. And the other old singers I love are Maxine Brown, Patti LaBelle. These people are amazing.
What about your friend OJ? He got released. He's getting released.
Well, you know what? He's not in jail for killing two people. He was in jail for like stealing at gunpoint something he said belonged to him. He got a very long sentence for that crime, in my opinion. I think because the jury factored in, we should add the fact that he killed two people. You know what? That's not how the justice system works. He was acquitted, crazily enough, of the murders. But then when he's up for the next thing, that should be a separate case. You don't factor in. So, yeah, he's out. I feel sorry for his daughter. I feel sorry for mankind, but he has a right to be out at this point, I guess.
What about his friend? They interviewed him briefly on TV.
Which friend? He doesn't have any friends.
His friend that I interviewed once. I forgot his name.
Who, Cato? Cato Kalin?
No, he had his own TV show for a while.
There was Cato Kalin, who was the surfer dude, who was a moron. Total moron who just, I feel, just lied and obfuscated the truth on the stand. These people are disgusting, heat-seeking, moths flying to a flame. I pray they all burn out.
And who's new on the scale these days? Who's coming out? I mean, who's out?
Well, there's a movie coming out with James Franco called The Disaster Artist. It's based on this movie called The Room. Now, it's not Room, which was a great movie a couple years ago. The Room is the best bad movie ever made. EW called it the Citizen Kane of bad movies. It's terrible. And James Franco did a movie about the making of the Room called The Disaster Artist, and he plays the lead guy who also wrote and produced The Room. And from the trailer, it looks really hilarious, and I'm a big fan of The Room. I've seen it a million times. So James Franco is out there making crazy movies still. You got to give him credit. He does he kind of says he's gay, then he says he's straight, then he says he's a snail, he's tofu, whatever. If he ain't gay, it's the biggest con job in history. But whatever. I have a big crush on him. I also have a crush on his brother, Dave Franco, who's also in this movie, The Disaster Artist. He has that cute little brother who's like... He never sucked my dick.
Oh, besides the point, Ryan is on vacation this week, and they had Anderson Cooper on as the co-host this morning.
Oh, I love Anderson Cooper.
And Anderson Cooper, none of them mentioned that they were gay, but he is gay.
Oh, no. Anderson Cooper is openly gay.
Matt Bomer was a special guest.
Well, this sounds like a gay convention, but I mean, yeah, Anderson Cooper and Matt Bomer are very openly gay.
Now, Matt Bomer had 2 kids, or 3 kids, that he talks about now.
Yes.
3 kids?
Barry, yes, gay people can have kids. They always could. But especially now. It works. You know what? However you do it, lesbians can certainly have kids. They're women. And there are all kinds of ways to have kids, and you can also adopt. So when people say, gay people can't have kids, yes, they can. Besides, underpopulation is not a big problem on this planet.
Now, what's so interesting is that they're on these talk shows, Matt Bomer and whoever else happens to be on, talking about their latest projects, and their latest projects are on, I don't know what, venue. But it's a venue that's not very popular. It's not network TV. What do you have? Netflix and whatever they're on. But why are they...
Those are all very popular. Barry, those are all very popular. And openly gay people are dominating TV with Anderson Cooper. Andy Cohen has the Love Connection as well as Watch What Happens Live. Ryan Murphy has American Horror Show, and he has the Feud series, that he has all kinds of stuff, and Matt Bomer. So it's amazing. And you know what? Alan Cumming, who's openly bisexual, has a show coming to CBS. He's the lead of the show, and he's also opening Club Cumming with Daniel Nardicchio. It used to be Eastern Bloc, which, interestingly, it all comes around. One of the co-owners of Eastern Bloc is Anderson Cooper's husband, Ben Masani. And Daniel Nardicchio and Alan Cumming took it over. They're shutting it down for a month in August. It'll reopen in September as Club Cumming. There are going to be performances. I'm going to do an evening of Michael MUSTO duets, and I want to get Alan Cumming. I want to get Bridget Everett, a lot of the people I mentioned earlier, to sing crazy, kooky duets with me.
Can the Barry Z show do a special performance?
No, but I will give you discount admission.
Oh boy, you're that sweet, that unselfish.
I'm a giver. I'm a giver.
Wow.
But there's a lot happening in New York, Barry. But
This block is changing hands.
yes, and they're changing to Club Cumming, named after Alan Cumming. It's going to be raunchy, but also cultural. Because Alan Cumming is all about highbrow, lowbrow. He does Shakespeare, but then he'll do some trashy cabaret song, and that's why I love him. And he's going to bring that sensibility to this establishment.
Wow.
It's going to make the East Village sing again. Because Barry,
What's happening with Alan Cummings?
they're
Coming the club to end?
no, they're still married. He's married to a guy named Matt, who I believe is Scottish, just like Alan himself.
Oh, I thought he was married to Anderson Cooper.
No, Ben Massani. Ben Massani is Anderson Cooper's husband, and he's a co-owner of Eastern Bloc, which is changing to Club Cumming. You'll be quizzed on this later.
Oh, so Anderson Cooper is not having his lover at this new club?
I think some of the personnel is staying. They're just adding to the mix.
Does Anderson have his lover?
Yes, absolutely. They're very happily.
Guy's name?
Ben Massani.
Wow. And they own a firehouse, right? In the village.
It's flaming.
It's a flaming firehouse.
Yes, and so many of the nightclubs are in Brooklyn now, Barry, that if you really want to go clubbing, it's really a good idea. Just hail an Uber, get your ass to Bushwick, Williamsburg, etc., etc. That's where the nightlife is.
Not in Manhattan anymore, huh?
Not so much. Manhattan is all about little gay bars. A lot of bars in Hell's Kitchen. They all stand around watching Drag Race. In my day, that's what we did in a nightclub. We stand around and watch. We didn't watch TV. But there's still stuff if you go outside Manhattan, and it does count. It's still New York.
Unbelievable.
Manhattan, Barry, don't even come here because it's crazy what's happening. Everything is turning into a high rise, and the rents are going through the roof. I don't know how I could even afford it.
Oh, boy.
Thank God I saved money.
Unbelievable. So when can you get back into full swing?
I think I'll be okay in a couple of weeks, but in the meantime, I'm hobbling around. I'm doing everything I need to do. I'm not missing anything. I don't need to go to Fire Island one more time. I've been there. I've seen the freaking invasion. I've seen the fucking Ice Palace. And it's fun, but it's kind of, you know,
Guy hit you. I mean,
when I go back to Fire Island, they're going to love me because they're going to be like, wait, you haven't been here in a few months. But let's not...
how did you get involved in this accident?
Everyone should go Google Michael Musto, Our Town magazine, or West Side Spirit magazine. They have a story with all the details. I really don't feel like reliving it over and over again. Thank you, Barry.
Boy. This is not going to take you out of circulation as far as bike riding goes.
Oh, I'll be back the second I'm able. I will be back on that freaking bike. And
That's good.
I'll be...
You need to fill your seat.
Well, it's a capacious seat, and I'm ready to fill it because I love riding a bike in New York. I don't care about this incident. Riding a bike gets me to all my appointments. I'm never late. I get to see the city up close as I'm riding around. I get to see changes in the city. I get to run into people. I get to, cruise. One good thing about being in a wheelchair, by the way, is you're kind of a crotch level.
And that's how you made your husband, right? You mentioned your husband.
Yes, because he had a very appealing middle section, let's say.
You have a latest husband.
No, you know me. I don't date. I don't even believe in that. I find it distasteful. I'm afraid of intimacy. I don't want to share my life. I already have so many split personalities. I have plenty of company all the time.
But you still have company.
And I'm a terrible lover. I'm a horrible lover. I'm a terrible boyfriend.
So you have people to take places with.
And people that want to date me are usually drunken, insecure people who are groupies, but then it turns out it's all about them. It's not really about me. They start out loving me and they want to be around me, and then it's all what they can suck out of me until I'm sucked dry, like a used prune or something. And they're passive aggressive, Barry, and I'm passive aggressive. You can't have two people like that in a relationship. Somebody has to be.
Is that a female?
What do you think?
Maybe me, no?
A female with a mustache?
Exactly.
No, Barry.
Anyway, so I heard you going to Miami. True?
Where did you hear this delusion? Why would I go to Miami?
I don't know, because it's a place you need to pop.
Florida is a very scary place. I did used to like going to Miami when all the fun people were there and there was a lot of gay nightlife. It moved to Fort Lauderdale. But Fort Lauderdale,
I heard that.
yeah. But you can't even get a table at a restaurant in Fort Lauderdale. You drive around forever. You can't even find a 7-Eleven that's available. But Miami, Florida has a lot of conservative people. There's a lot of violence. There's a lot of shady stuff that goes on there. So,
We murdered like 100 people in a discotheque there.
exactly. So, I mean, the beautiful architecture, all of that is very seductive. But there's a certain hollowness sometimes to Florida.
Wow. Is the police coming for you or what?
Is the police coming? Oh, yes, that's an ambulance. Me to my next nightclub. I'm taking Accessoride. I take Accessoride now instead of cabs.
You know, have you been listening to Stephen Colbert?
I don't watch TV. What does he have to say?
He has to say nasty things about Trump. And pushes the envelope quite a bit.
Well, Barry, nobody likes Trump, newsflash, except for the Fox News channel. And even on the Fox News channel, Shepard Smith, who's the openly gay anchor, was railing about how Trump lied to him. So even on Fox News, they don't even all love Trump. But basically, if you got half a brain and you read, you don't like Trump. He's horrible. He's a liar. He's a skeeve. He's a sleaze. He's got so many conflicts of interest. He plays victim all the time. Why does everyone hate me? Because you suck.
But what about his son?
The son is cut in the same hideous, cheap, sleazy cloth. He's a sleazeball. He's stupid. To come out and tweet that he had that meeting, and anybody would do it to get information. With Russia?
Yes.
Hey, Dumbo, with Russia? And then Trump...
Relationships with Russia.
yes, obviously.
Unbelievable.
I've had relationships with Russians.
Wife,
Oh, melanoma? Well,
she doesn't hold his hand anymore.
she pulls it away, so he has to just grab for the pussy. But basically, she looks like a trapped rat, and I felt sorry for her at first until realizing, no, honey, you made your bed. Now lie in it. You lay down with pigs. Every cliche is true here.
Unbelievable.
She knew he was a douche when she married him. It's not like, oh, we didn't know what he was capable of. We knew. I was trashing him back then. I couldn't stand him. He's such a sleaze, self-serving, hideous self-promoter.
You think he'll win next time he's up for re-election?
He'll be impeached, Barry. He's not going to win. And Mike Pence is not going to win. We're going to want a whole new slate. We have to get a good Democratic candidate. We have a couple of years to come up with somebody and get them in the running because the people we have are not good enough to win.
You think he'll be impeached?
Yes, I do.
Who's going to replace him then?
Well, Mike Pence, but then when for the next election, we can't put Hillary up for a third time. Sorry. That's not a good idea.
That's not a good idea.
She's a loser.
She's a loser?
Well, you know, they stacked the decks against her, but she's a problematic candidate to begin with. But they played very sleazy pool with her. We have to find a candidate who can win.
MUSTO.
I'm not interested, thank you. But I run every year for the Glam Award for Best Nightlife Writer / Blogger. That's as far as I'm going to go. I've only won 7 times so far.
You'd win.
Oh, thank you.
Long list of people who love you.
But then they would all try to corrupt me, and it would just be a very unpleasant scene. I want to keep my morals.
If you keep your sanity, you're okay.
Well, I lost my sanity a long time ago, but I'm smarter than Trump.
Oh, God. So when is your birthday?
I don't reveal personal information like that. What are you going to ask for my mother's maiden name, too?
Yes, of course. Absolutely.
What are you after?
I just want to know how much money you have in the bank.
Suddenly you want to marry me.
I need to marry you. I need to marry someone rich.
I just called Blue Cross today to make sure I'm not paying for all these fricacta bills.
Oh, God.
Because, you know, even if you,
Hospital over this?
yes, I had surgery, Barry. Even if you have that doesn't necessarily mean anything. So I just wanted to make sure, and things are looking good.
Thank God you sound all right. I was so worried about you.
Everything is in network. Before they laid a hand on me in the hospital, I was like, "Is this in network?" That's the thing with this system now, Barry. Even if you're laying there half dead, you have to make sure you're in network, or you're going to get an exorbitant bill.
Oh, God.
You can't go out of network.
Oh, God.
This whole crazy system, and the Republicans cannot get their health care bill passed. It's just the worst. What kind of politicians want to deprive people of rights and coverage? That seems to be Trump's. No, that's for people of low income, I believe, and I still am doing quite well. But thank God for Obamacare, because it's way better than what Trump is proposing, which would deprive over 20 million people of health care.
Where do you see our healthcare system going?
I think it needs a total rehaul so we could be like Europe, where people don't have to worry about getting sick. You worry about dealing with your illness, but you don't have to worry about the exorbitant expenses that could render you homeless and impoverished. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be where you need their fucking referral. Make sure you're in network or you're going to be homeless. It should be covered. Everything should be covered. Friends of mine who've gotten sick in Europe dance a jig with joy because you just go in, you never get a bill. Why are we behind the world? Why are we behind when it comes to this? But also for Trump to be pushing something that makes it even worse for everyday Americans, where fewer people are covered, is outlandish. We want to make things better, and that's what politicians should, as corrupt and sleazy and conflicted as they are, deep down they should be in that industry because they want to make lives better for everyday Americans, and that's not happening with the current administration.
Who do you think is representing us well these days?
Well, I think Governor Cuomo is doing a pretty nice job. I even sometimes like Bill de Blasio. He's probably the lowest rated New York mayor in a long time. But I like him. No, I think he's very low rated. I don't see him winning at all.
And what about Christine Quinn?
She blew her chances last time. She does not have a chance to come back in.
And what about who's the other guy who had his hair transplant recently?
Giuliani?
I interviewed him for Drag Rights once.
For Drag Race?
For Drag Rights. I was a drag at the time.
Oh my God, was he scared?
Yes, he was scared. He didn't know who I was.
No wonder his hair fell out.
Yeah, so that's the one. What's his name?
I don't know, Barry. This is like playing charades with you. Thank God you don't have a real TV show.
Thank God. It's a welcome change.
YouTube is where any fucking mental case can post their own show, and this is the level that I've come to. I used to be on real shows. I swear I used to be on real shows. What, Barry?
He's had a hair transplant.
Oh, we're back to that.
By the way.
We're back to the 2 syllables. How many syllables? Sounds like.
What's his name?
Who gives a shit?
Oh, come on. He has a new set of hair. He's in the news every day. Oh, God. What's his name?
Charlize Theron. I don't know. Very, very.
Adlai Stevenson? No.
Ask around at Shady Pines, and someone will give you some more clues. But let's go back to Charlize Theron, which is the important thing. She just gave an interview where she was going to be in the movie Chicago. Remember, based on the Broadway show, it won the Oscar for Best Picture.
Yes.
And she was
He already did a movie version.
right, but she was the original one. Then they changed the director, Rob Marshall, the new director, fired Charlize and hired Renee Zellweger as Roxy Hart. And Charlize is still devastated to this day.
So she wants to do a new version of Chicago?
No, she's upset she didn't get to do that version of it. She would have been great, but Renee was terrific too. And for Hello Dolly now, they're wondering who's going to replace Bette Midler. Bette is running through the end of the year. And Donna Murphy's getting very nice reviews for Tuesday nights. Though the box office goes from 2.1 million to 700,000 when Donna Murphy's in it. But that's not a reflection on her. She's a terrific 2-time Tony-winning actress, whereas Bette Midler's a superstar. But I hear that Reba McEntire saw Hello Dolly, was taking notes, and went backstage to talk to Bette. I'm really guessing Reba is going to replace Bette Midler on January 1st.
Oh, that's fabulous.
They wanted Dolly Parton, and that didn't work out. Dolly doesn't want to do Broadway.
Wow.
But you remember years ago, Reba did Annie Get Your Gun. She got great reviews. So it would be really nice casting. It would be like a country-flavored Hello Dolly. It would be interesting.
Bette Midler's only in it till January, right?
Yeah, and they have to get a name. They can't just have a nobody replace her because it would just fold overnight.
Well, Reba McEntire is fabulous. She's phenomenal.
Yes, we love her. Love her. I think Gloria Estefan would be great too, wouldn't she?
Yeah, she doesn't have a show anymore. What happened?
No, it's still running. On Your Feet is the show about Gloria Estefan, but she's not in it.
I know, but they closed it.
Oh, I thought it was still running.
I think it's closing.
Well, I really liked it, yeah. But as a result of that and Beautiful, which is the Carole King story, and Jersey Boys, they're bringing in, like I mentioned, so many shows about musical stars, like a Cher show. And who could even play Cher? I don't know. Hopefully a drag queen.
Wow.
If they don't have a drag queen, they're in trouble.
How come that show is still playing that
And maybe Chaz could play
Lauper show?
Chaz could play Sonny Bono. Cyndi Lauper has the show Kinky Boots, and now Cindy is writing a musical of Working Girl. Remember the movie with Melanie Griffith?
Oh, I love that movie.
So that should be a fun show.
Is she writing with Harvey?
No, not with Harvey this time. But
Losing it.
no, Harvey is always working on something. Believe me, don't you worry. He's writing, he's performing, he's everywhere.
How come she hasn't done Michael Musto the musical yet?
Who, Harvey or Cyndi Lauper?
Harvey.
I know, and he could play me too because I talk like him.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
We really are the same person. Except he has all these. Except he has a lot of awards and probably millions of dollars.
Wow, what else do we have to talk about?
Well, there's a Donna Summer show coming to Broadway.
No.
Who would be good? Maybe Evelyn Champagne King?
She'd be fabulous.
Too obvious?
No, fabulous.
Or Stephanie Mills would be good.
Yeah, well,
Or Anika Noni Rose.
Donna Summer was also a fabulous painter.
She was, like Danny Kaye and Tony Bennett and Elke Summer.
Yeah.
I love celebrity art. I think Elke Summer is actually my favorite artist.
Wow, what about Michael Musto?
I don't do art. I act. I sing. I'm doing a duet show at Club Cummings.
You can do red show or what? Singing?
Well, singing duets, yeah. And
You had a couple of hit videos, didn't you?
yes,
Still have?
I had a hit record called "I Got Your Back." By hit, I mean two people clicked on it, and I'm going to sing.
On this week's show?
Oh, could you? If you go on SoundCloud.com, if that still exists, I think they're going to have business soon. Look up Michael Musto. I got your back. I got your back.
And then went gold, did it?
In my book, it went Tupperware
No, it did. Wow.
with a bullet. With a bullet.
And you're still working with, what's her name, who used to be on my show?
Yes.
What's her name?
Did she lose her hair?
Yeah, no, what's her name? She's in Chicago.
The city or the show?
The city.
Rachel. Screaming Rachel.
Screaming Rachel, yes, yes.
Yes, we collaborate on certain projects.
Is she still screaming?
She screams from the second she wakes up. I don't know what's wrong with her. She needs medicine.
Wow. So when are you going to write your Broadway musical?
I would like to. I think I would do memoirs first, then make it into a musical, then make it into a TV miniseries, then make it into a movie, then do a musical of the movie, the way they did with Hairspray.
Would you have Barry Z in it?
In the aisles as an usher.
Oh, okay.
And we might We might need someone in the toilets.
I don't clean toilets.
Do you do windows?
Yeah, windows don't do.
Okay. You got the job.
Thank you.
Come over here now.
Do we have to talk?
I think we're probably all done. I'm wiped out, Barry. I need to go back into traction.
No, come on.
Well, let's ask Mr. Producer here.
Yeah, ask the producer.
Oh, he wants to talk about Andrew Garfield. And Andrew Garfield, Barry, do you know who that is? I doubt it.
No, who's Andrew Garfield?
Yeah, I thought so. He was Tony nominated for Death of a Salesman. He was going out with Emma Stone. She won the Oscar for La La Land. And he was in Hacksaw Ridge. That was Mel Gibson's comeback film. Andrew Garfield was Oscar nominated.
Yes.
And now Andrew Garfield is in Angels in America. That's coming back too. That was the Tony Kushner play about Roy Cohen and AIDS. And Andrew plays the guy with AIDS named Pryor Walter. Nathan Lane plays Roy Cohen, the sleazy, closeted lawyer. And it's in London now. It's a big hit. And it's undoubtedly coming to Broadway. I'm sure it'll be a sensation. You can't even get a ticket. And
Are they in London? Are they in London?
they're in London now. It's a sensation. And they'll probably move it to Broadway. And Andrew gave an interview where he made some remarks about, well, I'm not gay, but maybe someday I will be, which of course is not how it works. And he said, well, I'm basically a gay man without the sex act, without the physical part. And people were pretty outraged that, well, then that's like me saying I'm black except for my skin color. And also I'm not going to turn black. But in any case, he meant well, and he's definitely an ally. And he explained his remarks, and Tony Kushner defended him. He wrote Angels in America. And Andrew Garfield's a very cool guy. He's talented. I think he's kind of adorable. And he is now co-producing a documentary miniseries about drag queens back in the Paris is Burning era, when some of the drag and trans performers didn't have it that easy. It wasn't like now where you become a star. Back then, they lived hand to mouth, many of them. They were abused. They had AIDS. I mean, it was a very sad time. So that's going to delve into that darker era of drag. And I'm...
Matt Barber can do a role.
Well, no, it's a documentary with actual people talking. People like me, actually.
Wow.
So, and Uma Thurman...
You at the video store every night.
I used to go to the video store every night. I would rent movies. And Uma Thurman is coming to Broadway in a play. Not a musical. And also coming to Broadway is a musical of Frozen, because that was the big Disney movie. And that's going to run for like the rest of our lives, let's face it. The rest of our dying days, there will be Frozen. And I did love the fucking snowman. He was cute. So I hope...
What about Aladdin?
Aladdin is still running. The publicist never got back to me about seeing it. I missed it during the press previews. I emailed him. He pretended not to get the email.
You're kidding.
Because I said the genie came off a little gay. I'm pretty sure that's the reason.
Oh, no.
That's not a bad thing. I love gay people.
You are one, aren't you?
I am one, and I love myself. And what's wrong with a gay genie? He won the Tony.
That's right.
I'm talking about the character. But, I mean, I'm talking about the character. But the thing is, do we need shows like Aladdin? That's such a family show. PU. Broadway's turning into Branson. With all these jukebox shows, revivals, safe things. Thank God for the few people that come in with something avant-garde. Doll's House Part 2 with Laurie Metcalf was terrific. Did you see that?
No, it's good, huh?
What's the last Broadway show you saw? Like 40 Carats or...
No, I saw the Chocolate Factory.
What did you think?
Excellent.
Anyway,
Willy Wonka, a Chocolate Factory.
and your friend Jackie Hoffman was in there.
That's right, she was, but she's not my friend. She threw out my business card.
Oh, she already had it memorized.
She already what?
She had it memorized. But Willy Wonka is an interesting project because it's basically about a guy who kills little kids if they misbehave. So it's very dark. You saw it, Barry, remember? But it's very dark. But they don't show him actually destroying the kids. It's kind of done in a subliminal way. They also have pretty much grown people playing the kids, so it's not so much looking like abuse to kids. Christian Borle plays Willy Wonka. John Rubinstein plays Grandpa. And Jackie Hoffman plays Mrs. TV, Mike TV's mother.
Wow. Did you see it?
Of course, I see everything on Broadway except Aladdin because he didn't get back to me.
Oh, that's sad.
And because of my surgery, I didn't see 1984 or Marvin's Room, which is a revival of a play with Celia Weston, Lily Taylor, and Janine Garofalo. So that sounds interesting.
Do you want to see that?
Yeah, I want to see everything. I'd like to see everything, even off-Broadway.
Even what?
Off-Broadway, off-Broadway, out-of-town, tryouts, dinner theater, everything. I love theater. I love the live performance. There's something immediate about it. It changes with every performance based on the relationship with the performing and the audience.
Why do you love it so?
Well, I think I just explained that.
Even if it's a revival?
Well, not if it's schlock. Not if it's just like Holiday Inn or something stupid. You know, don't insult my intelligence, which is pretty low to begin with.
Why don't you go to London?
I don't like traveling anymore. Those days are over.
No, they are.
To get on a flight, you have to pretty much have a rectal pat down and, a full physical. And now that I have rods in my leg, I'm going to set off all the magnets. There'll be alarms everywhere I go. Already, hear it? I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying in Murray Hill. Go away.
Are you getting the culprit who ran you down?
Barry, I would rather not relive the accident. The incident, let's say.
I can't believe it. Thank God Michael MUSTO's alive and well.
That's how I feel. And that's how the world has responded. People have responded in such a generous way, and I feel very loved. I'm the 19th... I'm the third best friend. I'm the third best friend of 19 people, which is amazing. I'm an icon, which means no one will hire me, but they sort of think I used to be something. So I'll take it. I'll accept that. I'm the new Lauren Bacall.
You should be on your own TV show.
I agree.
TV show.
Instead of on freaking YouTube.
Yeah, no, you should be on TV.
I used to be on real TV. It was like actually on the box. Now it's on the box.
You're incredible.
Pretty soon I'll be on somebody's wristwatch. And that'll be up somebody's butt. Barry, it's been so nice, and thank you for your concern.
Well, Disney wants you.
I'm going to go back to bed, which is the same difference as doing this interview.
But wait a minute, Disney wants you.
Okay, well, I'll be sure to call Walt in the Magic Castle, and they'll defrost his brain, and we'll have a nice chat. Goodbye, Barry. I love you. I adore you. Go fuck yourself. Mwah. Let's have lunch. I love you. Let's have lunch. Mwah.